Where's my media? Oh, there. Hold on. Here we go. I got an opening.
Yeah. I mean, oh.
Steaks cooked medium rare.
Can you even hear this? Because you're.
Yeah. I can hear.
What did you say? One patty LaBelle, not so well, no smell.
Oh, that's good. Thank you, Len. Helpful.
I think it's a little long. I need to. It's a little long. I think it's too long.
No, I don't think so.
Finally, monsieur, a waffle thin mint.
Let's get fucked up. Hey, careful, man. There's a beverage here, huh?
Hey, Clapton, live audience.
Great.
Welcome to Overserved, the podcast for those who serve, those who have served, those who've been served. It's just really an excuse to talk to my buddies. How you
This
doing?
is Sir. I'm doing well.
Cash Levy, everybody.
Yeah, thank
Cash
you. Oh,
Levy.
thank you. I wish they had applauded there. That would have meant a lot to me.
I can do it again. Look.
Yeah, no, it's too late now.
Cash Levy. Cash Levy.
Wait,
wrong.
now I'm a punchline to a joke?
Wrong button. So what are you concerned about? You were just expressing concern.
Well, I just found out as I was waiting for you to set up the audio, and Lawrence is very meticulous about the audio. That's why it sounds so crystal clear, that apparently Blake Sheldon...
Hold on. And that's not it. We will edit all this out. That's what we want.
Okay.
Okay. That is exactly...
How is that?
That sounds good, man. And that is microphone 1, so let's just get rid of microphone 2 so that doesn't cause any problem.
Okay.
There you go. And so...
But now is my episode going to, sound different than all the others? This is going to be another... That was the one mic episode. For years from now, people are like... Did Cass Levy do the one, historic one,
he was the
where
one
the mic
mic.
went out and they just forged on?
And they just did it.
And that kind of was what put them on the map. The technological expertise which Lauren showed under duress.
Yes.
And
I'm a tech guy.
And that actually started the whole one microphone trend around the country.
Yeah, podcast
for
no longer used too much.
Yeah. They don't. I mean, the golden era was over.
Yeah. We had to usher something in.
Ushering in a new brand of podcasting.
Exactly.
What I was saying is, I just found out Blake Sheldon and Gwen Stefani are breaking up. It sounds like.
Yeah.
And I was as Lawrence was doing the audio, I was reading about it, and I just found out that they were, married in the first place, and I feel like I was too late to enjoy. I lost 4 years of my life. There were 4 years I could have enjoyed their relationship and lived vicariously through them, and now I've got nothing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like there should be
That's
some
kind of an important thing.
Yeah, think of how that would have changed my life to have known those two were married during those 4 years, and now I find out too late.
A lot of
I can't look at pictures and not feel sad. I have to. I'm going through the mourning period. I'm not going to experience the good parts.
Yeah. Well, you missed all. You missed all the montages in your face and your head. Just closing your eyes and thinking about Gwen and Blake and running.
Yeah. I can think about what it would have been like if I could go back. If I had a time machine, I'd go back to 4 years ago when they got married, and I'd get to live that experience. But now I'm playing. I'm behind the 8 ball. Yeah. Bottom line.
Who can you move your allegiance to as a couple?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm. Heaven knows who's even together. That's what I'm realizing. Like, I didn't. If I'm this far out of the loop, next thing you know, they'll tell me that like Taylor Swift's in some type of relationship.
Oh no!
What?
You didn't know?
What?
Taylor Swift?
Is she with Blake Sheldon now?
Yes. She made the switch.
Too late.
She looked at her guy Kelsey, and then she looked at Blake Sheldon. She goes, "I'm a totally a Blake guy."
Brad Kelsey.
Kelsey.
Yeah.
Brad Kelsey.
Yeah, I feel underserved. I feel like I was underserved.
The joy.
Yeah, the joy of what I could have experienced.
You think you'd have been invited had you known to the wedding? Maybe?
I mean, I'll never know. Maybe I wasn't. Maybe I blocked it out. Maybe I did hear they were getting married. I was so hurt they didn't invite me, and that's why
that was it.
Yeah.
You've lost a whole
It's a-
chapter of your life.
It's a dead spot in my life, the dead period. Is that the dead period? And then it got restoked when he did the one mic,
The one mic.
the
thing.
one mic
It brought it all
podcast
back.
with Lawrence. How's it going, buddy?
I'm good, man. How are you been?
I'm
moving.
great.
We're branding here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't. I just put that.
Are you moving some product here?
I'm moving some product. I'm sponsored by.
Am I
Now.
just some kind of shill for
Yes,
your moving
exactly.
some whiskey?
Oh,
Is
yeah.
that what? I thought I was
A
in here.
shill.
Yeah. I got here to the studio and he's like, "Can you just wear this certain shirt and hat and can you sit behind this bottle of whiskey?"
Yes, please. Are you wearing a Georgia Tech hat?
I am. I coached Yellow Jackets baseball team,
And so you
'cause
just
I like the
ripped
hat.
off.
Yeah.
Ripped off the Georgia Tech.
Yeah. Well, you had to choose a college team to name your, team after, and so I chose the Yellow Jackets.
It had to be a college team.
Yeah, it has to be a college team for some reason.
You couldn't.
But you couldn't go too obscure. Like I wanted to go the Kangaroos. I think that
Right.
was I think the Kangaroos were out of Austin, maybe, and then there was the Anteaters of
Kangaroos out of
Irvine.
Austin.
Yeah, something.
Texas.
I know,
A lot of
something
kangaroos.
like that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But
The snail darters. Who are
yeah,
they?
I was
That's
trying to pick the weirdest names I could get. Just
banana snugs.
yeah,
but
I
that,
can't-
I guess
yeah.
that got
people.
used up
Yeah,
by
people. Yeah.
Quentin Tarantino. So.
So in any event, yeah, we were the Yellow Jackets.
Baseball's a big part of your life, man.
It is. It's but that era is over.
Ever since that was somebody's
After
digging,
what's
I don't know.
happened.
After it's gone, yeah, you're done.
Yeah.
You from the time you told me, because you're a Giants fan.
Yeah.
You're from the Bay Area.
Yeah.
And you told me you think you might be making a mistake by making your kids hate the Dodgers.
Well, it's painful to live here and have the kids hate the Dodgers. I knew that teaching hate is more effective than teaching love. So all I did was I taught them to hate the Dodgers,
Right.
and it worked. We don't let people with blue hats in our house.
There you go. I like it.
I don't mean just Dodger hats, blue hats.
Blue.
And people think I'm joking at first. I'm like, they'll be like, really? I'm like, yeah, really. You
Please
can
take off
put your
that.
hat on this in this bin.
The bin of the blue.
Which will be taken away. Yeah, no, I'm upset about it. There's really not much more you can say other than that, they have the highest payroll in the history of professional sports.
Right.
So I think they should be embarrassed. They haven't been winning quicker and more often.
They won 2 years in a row. The first
Yeah,
team
yeah,
since-
but the fact that even win 7 games. I mean, if you think about it, they had a $1 billion grouping of pitchers in the final game against a team that was pitching a guy that had been in A-ball earlier in the season. That's the way baseball is now. So it is kind of frustrating.
Yeah. But why doesn't San Francisco spend that kind of money?
Well, no one can spend that kind of money. I mean, that's basically what you're rooting for when you're rooting for the Dodgers. You're rooting for
Capitalism.
a good shopper.
America.
No, you're rooting for a good shopper.
American
You're rooting.
capitalism.
You're rooting for someone that went to Saks Fifth Avenue and bought the best stuff.
But the Yankees do that.
No, but this is on another level. That's true. They do too. But this is on another level. This is the first team in history where the top 10 guys on their payroll they weren't drafted by that team. They were just bought. So you're just rooting for mercenaries.
Well, I mean, isn't that what all sports are now? That's what all life is.
Not on that extent.
If Steve Maison paid you $1 more, you'd be on his podcast right now. Who, by the way, did the show. We
Yeah.
used 2 microphones with him.
Yeah, I'll bet. Yeah. I'm here for the cutbacks era.
Well, you know what? Somebody's got to pay those Dodgers.
Yeah,
players.
that's true.
Oh man, so you this whole thing is started off about being a bartender and stuff
Yeah.
like that. You served.
Oh yeah, I served not in the military, but different waiter type situations. I started my career as a waiter pretty early on. Actually, I worked at a place that I liked to eat there. And so I decided when I was starting comedy to become a waiter at this restaurant. It was called Sundance, and they had really good dessert. So I'm like, I'll work the day shift. It was just like a mud pie.
Just love the mud
It was a
pie.
steak place. So I asked for the job. I acted like I had a lot of experience. I didn't really have that much experience. I had worked one summer. I mean, in Wisconsin, I worked at a place called Bombay's Bicycle Club, and
that was like a chain, right?
Yeah, but I only worked there because I wanted to be the host of the karaoke night. So they were acting like I was a waiter, and they just thought it was very strange. I was never available for any shifts, ever, right? I probably worked 1 or 2 shifts the entire summer. Like I was never available, just swamped with other things, you know. But I was available.
But they still let you do the
every
karaoke.
week for the karaoke night.
Hey, everybody.
Right.
You might know me. Well, you don't know me. I'm
But
only
I
here
put
when
that
do
on my
it.
resume with Sundance. I said, I'm really going to be able to, but this restaurant they had wine.
Oh.
And, it was, so I did make it sound like I had more experience than I had, as we often do when we get in the serving industry. But I was willing to overserve
lied.
if I could. I lied. One word before it would be lying.
Lying.
Right? So I go in there, and I was really, really not ready for the job. And I was just working the what's happening? Was it recording?
I just pressed the button. It's recording on
Okay.
here.
Was it recording down there?
Hopefully. We'll see. We'll see. I mean, you want me to stop and check?
No, I mean, yeah.
And now it's recording on here just in case there's something wrong here.
Okay. So you got it
do
both
here.
places.
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll cut that part out.
But if we have to.
But I was really, really bad. First of all, I couldn't open a bottle of wine, which is a problem when you're supposed to open the wine at the table, right?
Yeah.
So I'd go out and the wine would either, the cork would go in the bottle,
Oh, yeah.
right? And there'd be parts of the cork, and I'm like, I'd try to be, hey, sip around that, just pour it in there because you'd fill up both glasses. You guys mind? You can sip around it, You work around the cork, Or I'd say, cork's good for you. I've heard it's good for your metabolism.
fiber.
Yeah, a lot of fiber in the cork. Like I was always trying to push the cork.
Yeah,
I was pushing the cork more than a wine. We got a great cork from 1976, But I was constantly pushing the Kendall Jackson, cork, not so much the wine. But I could not open a bottle of wine. And I'd get really nervous when someone would order the wine. And I would actually, I was just saying I did.
Well, hold on a second. What was it about did you not be able to screw it right?
It was too much pressure. It was just too much pressure for me. Yeah, I couldn't screw it. It just wouldn't, it would disintegrate. I just couldn't, it was too much pressure. I couldn't do it.
Right.
I wasn't good at it. And the wine would fly out a little or the cork would get stuck and go the wrong way or the cork would break in two. Now, looking back on it, now that we're discussing it, I think they had some faulty corks and some faulty devices. What is the wine opener
The
called?
wine key? The bad wine key, you think?
Oh, shoot. See, maybe that's the problem. I was using my my keys from my car. I was just kind of, I didn't even have one of those. Damn, now I'm thinking about it. But so that was a problem. So I'd get nervous, and then I'd try to get them to order something other than wine. To be honest, I'd push other things. I'd be like,
You like bourbon?
yeah. You know what's better than wine? We're selling whiskey for half the price of the wine right now to try to cut. We're slashing prices on the whiskey right now.
Big sale.
I know it's lunch, but if you could just drink a bottle of whiskey, I think that'd be the way we want to go with that. There's no cork involved. And it would make me freaked out. And so I was really bad at that. I was bad at other things too.
Yeah.
I was clumsy, not good with the waiting, not good with the serving.
All-star baseball player. Not
Yeah, I
good
was
at-
clumsy. I was clumsy with the pulling the plates out. One time I was clearing a plate and a steak knife fell off the plate and down a woman's shirt, right? And she screamed.
Really?
And you can't just reach
No,
in.
you can't go in
You can't.
after it.
You can't do that. It's
well,
not like the cork.
depends on
you
the
can
kind
pull
of
the
place
cork
you're
out.
at.
You can pull the cork out of you.
Go in for the
right?
cork.
Right.
Oh, that's a little cork on your.
You used your hands. I
décolletage.
never thought to do it that way. I would do it with my face, but but so I did do that. So I was clumsy, but this is the worst part of me as a waiter. I was constantly in the weeds. Have you talked about the weeds?
no, we
I'm in
have
the
not.
weeds. The weeds are when you're supposedly swamped and you need help.
Right.
So I'd go back into
you
the
were
kitchen
always
area
there.
and I'd be like, I'm in the weeds. People are like, Cash, you have a two-top. I'd be like, I can't take another tape. I'm in the weeds right now. I was always in the weeds. I was really disorganized. We were supposed to remember what they ordered. Never going to happen. Never. I had to go back once, twice, right? And so
You said you didn't want the wine. Right?
also, there was a clique of people that worked there, and they all. I was very shy because I was so poor at my job, and I felt so I barely ever talked, and they were like, they heard I was doing comedy. I remember one day they heard me I was doing comedy, and these pretty girls were like, I can't believe you do comedy. I've never heard you speak before, you know? You don't seem like you're that funny. And I want to be like, I'm funny when I'm not in the weeds all the time. Like, I'd be funnier if I wasn't under so much pressure here with this job.
A lot of pressure.
Stand-up's easier than this. Serving these people and trying to remember their orders and do the wine and everything else, dropping forks and knives down people's backs. I mean, there's a lot of responsibility here. And there was always new menu items. We're trying to push things. And I wasn't good at that. So I knew they were upset with the work I was doing, right?
You knew,
and they would say things like, "Cash, I hope you understand." They thought that I didn't know how bad I was. That was the funny part, right? They'd be like, "Cash, we're having trouble figuring out if maybe we need another week to get you kind of orchestrating your growth here with the group, so that you can be doing nights." Because I wasn't making almost any money. And because I'm doing like one table per day.
That was your aspiration. I just want to work nights.
Right.
If I can get to the night
But I didn't
shift,
want to work nights. I was
really
doing stand up at night. I was like I was open micing all over, and I was like, and so they were like really though worried about my feelings. They'd be like, they were nice people, and they'd be like, "Cash, yeah, we can't get you any nights this week," because that's where the money was. Yeah. Okay. And I'd act like I was really disappointed. And they'd act like they just didn't have any spots, but we were going to get me in there. And then I started getting less and less shifts. And then one day they brought me into the office, the guy, and he's like, and it's the only job I've ever been fired from.
Wow.
Yeah, and he just was like, "Cash, I don't think this is working." And I go, "Yeah, I don't think so either." He's like, "Really?" Like, he was like so excited. And he was so worried he was going to get sued or something was going to happen. He was worried there was going to be a big conflict. And I was so relieved. And then I went out, and I had a couple of buddies. We were going to do a show somewhere, and they were going to pick me up there after work. I got in the car. They're like, "How was work?" I'm like, "I just got fired." And I was so happy. I was so relieved.
There you go.
So that was one place I worked.
Is that still there?
Yeah. But I never go back because I'm so embarrassed. I mean, like, they say don't work where you eat. Right? That's the phrase, right?
I believe that is. I believe
that's an age-old.
I believe Blake Shelton said.
Yeah, but yeah, no, don't work where you eat because you'll never want to eat there again. And whenever I drive by that place, I'm like, I'd like to eat that mud pie again, but I don't want to walk in there just in case they might remember. It was a family-run operation.
Yeah, but they loved you. They were sad to fire you. They might welcome you back like the prodigal son.
I think they thought I was pretty weird. Pretty weird. Like, I think they were like, because I walked around like, I think I was clinically depressed every time I went in there because I was so bad.
Was that the worst thing you were ever at anything?
Well, have you seen my stand-up? No, but certainly job-wise, yeah. I mean, I was terrible at it. And so I do have a lot of admiration for people that are good at it. I do. And that's why, I'll tip 3-4% sometimes. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But I really do. I do respect the profession and the craft because there's people that are good at it. It makes people happy to have someone that knows what the heck they're doing.
Oh, yeah.
And they're not in the weeds all the time. I don't know how people juggle that. And I always feel a lot of sympathy for people that come over to a table where I'm eating and like they're stressed because I feel that because I was always that way. It's not like I always just had a two-top. Once in a while I had more than one table, and it was terrifying when I'd look at my section and see another group of people. Some people would see that as money. I saw that as failure. You know what I mean? That's just another way I could fail, and then heaven forbid. But I'd often try to get other people to do the wine part. I'd go back in the kitchen, but I'm in the weeds. Can you get the, can you open a bottle of wine over at the table? I was always trying to get other people to open the wine. And that's partially why I never learned how to do it, partially too, because I was definitely, trying to maybe outsource that job a little bit.
Look,
I should have had an assistant.
Really
Looking back on
it,
this is my assistant. He does
the wine.
He does the wine part. But what I learned from it is how bad I am at it. And then later when I did like serving industry type stuff, I ran out of money in Greece. I was traveling through Greece. and I ran out of money, and I need to get a job, and I just, I couldn't take orders because I didn't speak the language. So I was just one of those guys that just cleans up the table at the end.
Busboy.
A busboy. That's one thing. We call it hashing.
Hashing?
Yeah. And, that worked out better for me. Didn't have to talk. Didn't have to, sort of deal with the customers.
Didn't get tips.
No, I was doing it with. I was sharing tips with some others.
The pool.
Yeah.
There you go.
So that was probably what I was best at. Probably should have stuck with that.
You go a long way. You never heard that rags to riches story. He went from a waiter to a hasher.
Yeah. No,
moving on down.
He knew what his strengths were. You know what I mean?
He just retired. Early.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So that was one sort of service industry job that I did. And then after college, I got a job at this place called Red Boy Pizza.
Red Boy.
Yeah, Red Boy. Okay, and that was their first mistake, right? I don't think they're in existence now. Now, I think they were giving ownership positions at the Red Boy Pizza chain to
That was my dog's ears flapping, by the way.
I think they were giving it was some kind of like program. I don't know if it was a government program or what it was. I think it was for ex-convicts, right?
Really?
Yeah.
Like how scary?
Not scary, just people that were like resurrecting. And I don't think there was like serious
There you go. That's a good
convicts.
thing, right?
Just like they were giving it to people that had trouble in their life, and you could get a loan and you could own your own Red Boy Pizza restaurant, right?
Oh, really?
Well, you could, manage it, I guess, or whatever else. So this guy hires me because I had a lot of experience on my resume. Now I had Bombay's Bicycle Club.
Right.
Okay. I didn't say I was mainly karaoke. Right.
host, yeah.
And Sundance. I had an extensive list of, and this thing I did in Greece.
Cash Levy.
Okay.
Front of the house.
Yeah.
Expert.
Right. Yeah.
Only worked the front of the house.
And all I did, my resume is just filled with different serving positions at this point.
Right.
And, they weren't going to call anyone. This is an ex-convict. He's going to call and find out like if I'm really that good. This guy was sort of illogical. He was a super nice guy. But he kind of put me in charge of the entire establishment pretty quick. Now, I don't know what he was off doing. So now I'm cooking the pizzas.
Really?
And I'm serving the pizzas. And I don't know how to cook the pizzas, so I'm just making that up. Sometimes they're super thick with lots of extra dough. People are like, this is deep dish. I'm like, is it? Yeah, good. Yeah, I didn't know what you called that.
No dish, just deep.
Yeah.
You got to see how I've revolutionized the podcast industry later in life with the one mic.
The one mic technique.
He first started off with the no dish, deep dish pizza.
The most often comment I'd get when I bring the pizza out was, I've never seen anything like this. I mean, I made the thickest pizzas. I mean, like, and my friends would come and they'd be like, man, it's completely in the middle. It's raw. It's just raw dough in the middle. I didn't know what I was doing, but I was serving them, and I got tips, and he was giving me a salary, and I was making a fortune over there. And I felt bad because I felt like I was taking advantage a little bit because it was too good of a deal I was getting, to be honest with you.
So you think something shady was going on?
No, I just think he didn't really know. He was like, he wanted someone he could trust, and I was that guy. So they, they went out of business pretty quick. Yeah. And I don't really, we didn't keep in touch after that, but I wasn't fired from the job.
No.
It just.
So you could go back there. Is there still?
Well, they went out of business. The whole chain. Yeah.
Or is that the only one?
There was a round table pizza, which is delicious in that same shopping mall. Like, I don't know how Red Boy was going to compete anyway.
Is round?
I mean, the only way we could compete is to have raw, super deluxe, giant versions of the.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. Which people love raw pizza.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nothing better. Can I get this just to where the sauce is warm?
I get some red raw. So it was that was an experience too, and but well, I know we've talked about this before.
Hold on, can I just say one thing?
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever heard anybody say round table pizza is delicious.
Oh yeah, I grew up on that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
you didn't like
still
it?
think it's I've never even.
I do.
I think I've had it one time, and it was like a Shakey's or something.
Oh no! Don't demean it like that. No, Roundtail pizza's really good.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's got that sauce. I go out of my way for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you have to go because that's not the experience I had.
Really? Yeah, you gotta. I think you just gotta. You got a raw deal. I think it was really.
Raw deal.
Yeah, I think it's really like unfortunate that you had that experience. But I'm gonna personally pay for you to go get another round
Let's
table.
do it.
It's delicious.
Let's do it.
It's good.
All right, man.
So
Okay, I apologize.
yeah.
That's not the picture I have in
I
mind.
mean, first the Dodger conversation.
Yes,
now
I
you start
know. I'm
ripping
just
on
bringing.
Red
I'm
Wings.
telling you.
Yeah. So after that, I got different jobs, but I was never really fired from a job except for Sundance. But I do have a lot of admiration for what you guys do, and I think I'm perfect for this show because I've sometimes when I'm hungry I go out and I eat,
Yeah.
And the thing I like best about food is just how like after I eat it, sometimes I'm not as hungry.
Yeah. That's
Yeah,
how it works.
yeah, it's weird.
It's pretty neat.
But a lot of people do it for different reasons.
Yeah.
But for me, like how it looks, all that kind of stuff. For me,
It's just a
I like
hunger
it's a hunger thing.
Would
Yeah.
you ever eat something when you weren't hungry just to taste it?
Just to see what it's
Just
like.
I feel like having a cookie. I'm not hungry at all.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, if I'm curious about the way something tastes, sometimes I'll eat it because it's almost sometimes that's the only way
It's the only
you
way
can find
do
out
it,
how
really.
something will taste just to eat it.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's and that's what I suggested to my clients. I call them clients. They weren't customers. They were clients. You're a client. You're gonna be on my wine list. I'm starting a wine.
My client.
That's so funny.
Oh my god.
That's funny. I think that'd be a good intro when you're like working somewhere else. Are you interested in being a new client of mine? You should say that when you're serving, when you're bartending.
I consider you
Are you-
my client.
Are you interested in being a client, or do you want to make this a long-term thing, or
Yeah.
we have a subscription program?
I've got plenty of long term.
Yeah, there's a down payment.
I've been concierge bartender,
Yeah,
like the doctors now.
yeah.
Yeah. You come to me.
You should do that. You should do that. I don't think I'm not going to say where you work. I don't know if you mentioned it, but if you just go, you have a new policy where you let people know, like, this is part of a subscription service.
Exactly.
And there is a one-time initiation fee to drink at this
Right.
bar. And that fee will go into my pocket, and I'll notate that you've paid the initiation.
The fee, and then you
Yeah.
can come in and sit next
We're like
to
a
the-
club here,
Yes.
right?
Oh, it's a club
That's
already.
a bar.
It's
Is it
quite
really?
the club.
Is
oh
it
my
really?
god, yeah, of course. A bar is the craziest place in the world. It's like this
Yeah.
weird family of
You know what we should do? Because this has never been done. There should be a sitcom about a bar.
really.
Yeah, and all the people that go in there.
Yeah, I don't think it'll go.
You don't think it'll work? Yeah, shoot.
Well, yeah. Be a good one, though, maybe. Who could pitch that? David L. Brooks, maybe. I don't know. Anyway,
I'm going. Huh? Yeah,
I'd like. You're a road guy
yeah,
and a corporate guy and
Yeah,
all that. And
yeah.
when you come home, you bring your sons up to the restaurant,
yeah,
and I like that.
yeah.
And a lot of people go, is it late? Should we? I'm like, hey man, we serve food. It's cool. I grew up. My parents used to take us to see music shows, like that. We'd be in our pajamas,
Yeah.
and we'd go to these bars and stuff and watch these music shows, and we'd have like Cokes and peanut butter and crackers while they had cheese and crackers and beers. Somebody's. I hope I can cut all these extraneous noises. This is
Yeah.
the noisiest show I've ever done, but also one of the funniest.
Yeah.
I think very funny.
Well, this is just show 3, right?
Right. 4. 2 of them I had to burn. So I got, actually, you're 3 in the can. There's 2 that are laying on the floor because of technical issues. And
Yeah.
Thank God.
Yeah.
This is going right, supposedly. But, yeah, so, I mean, it's, yeah, it's kind of I think it's cool. I love when your kids come out.
Yeah, we like it there. That place is historic. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
There's I don't know if you've mentioned this, but there's a taco thing.
the taco challenge.
Have you talked about that?
Yeah.
There's a taco challenge where if you eat, how many?
10.
10 tacos, but they're huge. They're almost as big as burritos.
Well, I tell people they're open-faced burritos. Because, it's a lot.
You have to eat 10 in an hour or 10
no,
in a
10
day?
you can take all day. But
Your theory is, and the only way to do it, and then you get your name on it, right?
You get your
the
name on the
pole.
wall, you get the tacos for free, and you get a T-shirt. And people come in with their kids
Yeah.
and show them, their name on the. It's a
Yeah.
plastic place, not even brass. It's a plastic, one of those etched in things, and it's on the pole right there by table 12.
And that's just the thing. I was hoping to do more in my life than have my kids like take them in to see that. You know what I mean? But at this point, I'm lowering the bar a little bit. If I could, no, I could never eat 3 of those.
Oh, I ate 3 once and thought I was going to die.
But how many people have you been there while they've actually succeeded?
I think everybody on the east side of the pole. It's about halfway down the pole. Probably I've been there. I mean, like one or two. Some years, I mean, just one. But
You told me once you think the key is to do it quick. You got to do it under an hour or
you
something.
got to do it fast. If
Really?
you don't do it fast, you're not doing it. I mean, some people do, but I mean, I've sat. Back when I was still doing the road a lot, I was the daytime guy, and I would. People come in because you can start at 9 in the morning.
Yeah.
And people would start at 9, and I would leave at 5, and they would still be on like number 8. I mean, I've seen people get to 9 and quit. I've seen people get to 9.5 and throw up.
Wow.
I've seen it's But then if you do it fast before your stomach knows and plus, big guy like me, not going to do it. Too much fat around your stomach can't stretch. That's why I like Kobayashi and Joey Chestnut and all those guys. They're all thin, man.
Yeah.
And so they can expand. We had this one girl that she was big. She was a big girl. Sweetheart. She called before it goes, how many, and asked me the whole deal. And I said, yeah, come on.
She called. Where was she
Yeah.
coming in from? She's like, I'm flying in from Nicaragua, I need to.
Her name was Stephanie. You put your nickname on there, too.
Yeah.
Stephanie Fast Pitch Woo.
Yeah.
Stephanie Woo.
Really?
And she was going around the country doing food challenges.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Did she do the Red Boy Pizza Challenge?
The
That's
raw
where
dough.
you won Red Boy Pizza and you get in. No one succeeded.
No, never.
Yeah.
No, she did it all, and she
She's-
timed herself.
She was doing challenges all over the country.
Yes, and she did that, and she did it in under an hour. I think it was like 55 minutes. She videotaped herself, and she brought a scale, and she weighed each taco as she ate it.
Wow, this is this is a great story. You should have her on this show.
I'd love to have
She
her
must
on
have
the
some
show.
stories.
She's got it.
Where is she from? Where is she from?
No, I don't remember. She took her. We had her picture. Me and my old daytime busboy. What's his name? Oh my God, Balthazar.
Yeah.
Balthazar and I took our picture with her, and we were on her website for a day or two or something like that.
So this is a promotional thing that she
She
does.
was going. She was going. I think the next day to there's like a Padone's or one of the Pizza Point.
Yeah.
Pizza joints in Hermosa.
Padonis or whatever. Yeah, I know that.
One
Yeah.
of those down there. If you ate this certain pizza, they would put your name on the pizza dish and the pizza pan and put it on
Right.
the ceiling.
Okay.
Or something like
Yeah.
that, So that was it. Yeah, it's amazing. I've seen people. It's the drama. One time, this guy, who still is a good, Jesse was doing it. And he's like 6'6".
Yeah.
And he had to put a picture on. He's like got the meat sweats, and he's got his shirt unbuttoned. And this guy next to him gets all. Who's just some salesman traveling around the country,
Yeah.
never been to OB's. He runs over and goes, I need a cold rag stat. I go, what? What are you talking about? And he was like his Mickey. He went over and wrapped this cold towel around Jesse's neck and stuff. It was hilarious.
Wow.
But yeah, I don't know, man. I always tell people, skip the diverticulitis and buy your own shirt. What would you want?
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's a thing, man. The saddest one, and you'll appreciate this, was during COVID. During the COVID World Series.
Where you could eat as much COVID as you can.
Yes, that was it.
Yeah.
The COVID special at OB's. A little COVID with that?
I have a side of COVID with cheese.
No, but we were outside. And there was 10 tables. And it
Yeah.
was a Taco Tuesday.
Right.
Outside.
Yeah.
There wasn't a soul in the place. I'm on outside. He was the only guy at the only table because I wanted to do taco challenge. I go, are you sure, man? There's nobody here. I go, I usually make a big
Yeah.
deal. I play
Yeah.
the Rocky
Yeah.
theme and eat it, Weird Al and stuff. He goes, no, I want to do it. And I'm like, all right. And so, Poncho's is across the street, and there's like 2 tables with people over there. And he's getting close.
Yeah.
The World Series is on
Okay.
inside. He
Yeah.
can't go inside. He's the only table. And then I go, well, you're getting close. I think you might do it. And he calls his wife and kids. He's new in town. They come down from the tree section someplace, and they watch him do it. And I'm yelling across to the people at Poncho's, hey, guys gonna do the 10 taco challenge? Trying to get somebody to cheer or anything, and it was just this sad. And finally, his wife and kids go, "We're cold. We're going home." And they walked home, and he finished the taco challenge by himself in front of the bar, and that was it. Bluto, you're killing me. That's my dog whining.
That was. So he did get it.
He did it, but I mean, there was nobody. It
was like
no
it never happened.
fanfare. Yeah, I mean, his name's on the wall.
Oh man, it's like it never happened.
Yeah.
I'm sure that's how Gwen Stefani feels. Like if I was never married, if Cash Levy never knew I was married in the first place.
Exactly.
You know.
Exactly.
You know, if Gwen Stefani gets married in the forest and no one's there to watch it or know about it, did it really happen? We don't know. You don't know.
So.
You know, don't work where you eat. That's what I'm saying. Don't do that.
Exactly.
Yeah, you know what I'd like to have done is, because I think the mark of any good job is what can you steal from your job?
Right.
You know, like what do you get to take home with you? And that's one good thing about working at restaurants. You don't have to steal it. You get free food and stuff. Although people pretty much get annoyed with whatever's on the menu if they eat there for too much.
I go off the menu all the time. People go, "What are you eating?" I go, "You can't get it, so don't ask."
I don't ever look at menus when I go to restaurants. So you don't know that about me, but I just say, what are some of your favorites? Like, why am I reading?
Yeah, well.
Yeah? Am I a scholar? I'm not here to read. I'm here for you to tell me, what do you think the best 3 things on the menu, and I'll choose from one of those 3. You know better than I do.
What if they choose something you don't like?
Well, once in a while they'll say, well, then I'll just name something I want that I can think of and hope it's on the menu. But sometimes they'll say, well, I got sick of that. And I'm like, that's what I want. You got sick of it because it was so good the first time you had it. I also think that any restaurant, you have your thing that you go to. You don't start switching it up. You're only going to be there once a month anyway. You don't start experimenting at some place. I think that's ludicrous. The risks are too high. If you like a meal at a restaurant, that's your meal there. That's what you go to.
Right. Well.
And because I don't know why people are like, I like that one thing, I'm gonna have this other thing. Why don't you just go with the thing you like? You've already developed enough need for it in the last month or two, so like you're back. You just don't start fooling around with this. Don't play with success. I don't understand why people take chances like that.
Yeah, I don't agree.
You think you keep trying things?
I think you try stuff until you don't like it, because then you go. To me, that's like I would not. If I was rich, I would never join a country club.
Yeah.
Because you play golf, or you like to golf, and then you're playing the same damn course every week.
Yeah, but that's every week. This is something your taste buds regenerate quicklier.
Is that a fact? Quicklier?
Yeah. Your taste buds are going to regenerate.
Was this in class? Did you learn this in biology class?
If you like a meal though, and it's going to be 6 weeks later, you're ready for that meal again.
Well, that's true.
It's not like in golf is different. Year after year, you do get bored of that course. And that brings us to marriage, which is a whole different stuff. In any event, I think that the key is what you take from your job. That's kind of the mark of a good job. And that's why I think it'd be cool to work at like Chick-fil-A.
Yeah.
Right? Take some chicken sandwiches on Saturday, reheat them, sell them on Sunday.
There you go.
But I'm wondering if you would burn in hell for that. It's a religious question.
Yeah, well.
Now this show gets real deep sometimes.
This is philosophical.
We dig down deep to get to the bottom to stay on top.
But depends on who you're selling and if you sell them for cheaper. Maybe give them out to the people who are hungry on Sunday.
So that's
If you give one to a homeless person and then upcharge you on somebody else who comes to Chick-fil-A and they've forgotten, like, God damn it, and then you go to their drive-there and you're over there going, stay.
Well, I would do it inside the drive-thru window and act like the place was open. But really you're just reheating. You just break in every Sunday. No one's, even the guards aren't working. It's a religious day.
Right.
And then you just start to pass out the sandwiches,
The gays could come on Sunday because
who?
The gays.
The gays?
Yeah, the group of gays.
Yeah.
Don't go there because it's Chick-fil-A and that they're very anti-gay or something.
Are they?
I think so, yeah. But then again, I know gay guys that were like, I'm eating Chick-fil-A, I don't care.
Okay. I didn't know the sandwich.
Oh, yeah, they were like anti-gay or something.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I think if you're from Chick-fil-A,
Do they have that on the menu, or is it like do they have it next to the? What are your when I go there I go, what are your favorite 3 meals? They're like, not gay people. I'm not.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not into that.
That was like the big thing. I didn't make that up.
Yeah, I don't blame you for.
Yeah.
I don't blame you for saying it. I'm not holding it against you or anything. I didn't know that.
Yeah, supposedly.
Oh shoot. Well,
But like I say, I know plenty of gay guys who go and eat there.
Yeah.
Or not plenty, a couple.
Yeah.
We're eating there anyway.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's I like people who, kind of get rid of their whole moral values and stances to have a chicken sandwich. Really? That whole thing is just chicken.
Yeah.
They have the big crazy fights over chicken sandwiches. What's the best chicken sandwich? What was it, Popeyes and Chick-fil-A, and people were like fighting over it and stuff like that.
Yeah, I didn't know there was. See, I'm learning a lot during the.
You don't
It wasn't
remember that?
just it wasn't just Gwen Stefani. Now I'm learning about gay people and chicken. And I'm learning a lot
Yeah.
on the show. The show's very educational.
Yeah, of course. I'm very educational.
I had a buddy.
Oriented.
I think I told you this story. I had a buddy that worked at a place called In Gear. It was like Brookstone back in the day. It was like Sharper Image.
Oh, yeah.
Everything had a massage function. And he would bring me stuff. He'd be like, "Hey, you want a whistle that can massage your leg?" Like, yeah, that's good. You want a tire iron that can massage your back? I'm like, okay. He'd just bring me stuff. He was always, and it was like, hey, do you want some purple flippers or some green flippers? Like, he'd just bring stuff every day because he was my roommate. And he would just have and he was just taking stuff off. There was a conveyor belt, and he would just take stuff off it, right? And it was so funny.
Conveyor belt?
Yeah, there was actually a conveyor belt. I remember visiting him at work once. And there was a conveyor belt, and his job was to like put it in different areas, maybe to box it for their
to ship.
to other locations
so it
or
was like
something.
a
Although he
direct
was in
order.
back, I think that was their home office or something, and so there was a store there too. In any event, he was getting a lot of the gear,
Similar to
In
a
Gear.
Hummacher Schlimmer.
right?
Is that?
Yeah.
Wow, I've got
So one day he came home, I'll never forget, and he was like, "Cash, man, I'm so bummed." He's like, "The whole operation closed down." He's like, they're out of business. And
Really?
he's like, and this is the funniest part. He goes, I mean, I don't know why. I don't know how it happened. I didn't think they could ever lose money. I'm like, how it happened? You stole all their inventory. Like their entire inventory is in our house right now. All of it is
Purple flippers.
all of it is buzzing somewhere in the house. Like it's all,
That is the loudest
Yeah.
lip flap in the world.
Yeah.
God, I had a guy who will remain nameless, and he worked
Yeah.
at a shoe store.
Yeah.
And this is like when Nike just came out.
Yeah.
Nike was new in Louisville, Kentucky.
Yeah.
And his car was always broken down. He'd go, "Hey man, if you come pick me up, I'll give you some shoes."
Yeah.
I remember my parents going, "Where the hell did you get those shoes?" I'm like, I don't know. Just got them. Fell off a truck someplace, Nike Cortez.
Yeah,
I was just like, what the hell? My parents are going, my parents are like, what the hell? Where'd you get these shoes? How do you explain that? No job.
Right.
Sophomore in high school. I got a pair of, back then, $30 shoes or
Yeah.
whatever they were. I don't know how much Nikes were back then, but it was way above what I was paying for
Right.
shoes. I know that.
Right.
So.
The show's called Overserved. I think my favorite overserving story, actually, April, my wife, should be here to tell it. This is her favorite story. Have you heard about the Sunday story? I don't know if I can do it justice, but she used to work at I think it was TCBY or it was one of these.
Right.
Bluto.
Hold on a second.
It was one of these. That's okay.
Stop. Come here. Hush. Go lay down. 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 Oh, yeah. It's killing me. All right, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Well, it was one of these frozen yogurt places.
Yeah, this is...
Might have been TCBY or something.
TCBY.
Chicago. And she's
your wife, ain't
Yeah. So she was working there. This is in high school or something. And she would have this, there was this thing called the Sundette, right? Sundette, like a mini Sunday.
Yeah.
And she noticed a lot of people were ordering it, And in fact, she noticed after like maybe 6 months that, there would even be a line sometimes when she was working, and they'd all order the Sundette. And she thought it was weird because like, it's so strange. They all order the same thing all the time, right?
Well, not your theory. That's the only thing to do.
Yeah, that's true. Then maybe there were people just like me. But she liked serving it, and she would, she'd get pretty, she had a fair amount of shifts, and people started. It seemed like people were there a lot, and she just was flattered they come and seemed to like her to serve them, that kind of stuff. And eventually, I guess the regional manager or the national manager, someone showed up and was like, "This isn't a Sundette. This is a Sunday. Like you're giving them like 4 times as much as the thing's supposed to be. I mean, it's almost like." Almost like the Red Boy Pizza thing, except this wasn't raw. I mean, this is the real deal. She was putting on any amount of toppings they wanted on. There was no limits. Like, she had no rules. So she was over serving. She's the ultimate guest. But she was. I don't think she was fired, but they phased her out because she was too generous with her She was too generous with her toppings. You know what I mean?
Are you a toppings guy?
Yeah, I get upset with the toppings at the topping places. That's one place where I'll be a little bit rude sometimes, where I'll just be like, I think we could dig in a little more with the topping there.
Yeah.
No one's here. No one's here watching. I think that was a little bit of a light. It was a little bit of a light pour on the topping. You know what I mean?
You get that with people at the bar too.
I tend to have my kids have noticed this. I tend to have conflicts at frozen yogurt places with people because I get a little like, I think we could probably top that off a little bit. It's not going to make
how
a
much
big
are
difference.
the extra toppings?
Yeah,
The
exactly.
yogurt, like-
Because I was in one in Marina Del Rey where the guy threatened me to a fight.
Really?
Yeah, and he goes, "Let's take it outside." He said that.
Over yogurt.
Yeah, and I just said to him, and I just said, I don't think you're well suited for this job. I don't think this is a great job for you. I'm just telling you. I don't think you'd be threatening people to fight. You just say, let's take it outside. And he's like, you want to take it outside? I'm like, you're not allowed to go outside. You're not in the type of job. If you're the kind of person that's going to say, let's take it outside, work outside. You're stuck here inside this shop. No, I don't want to fight you over this dispute over toppings, number one. Number two, the fact that you just threatened me to a fight over this argument means you're not well suited for this job. Get a job outside. Then you could say that stuff.
There you go.
And so then I mocked him, and my kids always, my youngest son doesn't like when I do this kind of stuff. But then I stood outside, put 1 foot outside, 1 foot inside. I'm like, yeah, but you want to come out here and do like a inside outside thing? And he was like, said, I'll call the police. And I had to leave. You get into a fair amount of disputes. A lot of Lawrence's stories end up with him punching someone. Or getting laid, one or the other.
I wish there was more.
You cut that part out.
I wish it was more laid.
Maybe those are older stories. Either he gets some action or he ends up punching somebody in the face.
Well, yeah, it's not.
You can cut that part out if you need to. I don't want to, besmirch your character on your own show.
I mean,
But I
am what I am.
sometimes you're mid-story, and I'm like, he's going to end up punching someone after kick someone out of the bar and punch him here, or is he going to end up having some, cunnilingus at the end of the story? I'm not sure which this is going to end up being here.
Speaking of topics. Oh, my God. That's the first time so far. Oh, no, we're only 5 shows deep.
Yeah.
But
No pun intended.
3 in the can.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did anybody said cunnilingus? I like that.
Yeah. It's part of my. I don't think it's something I've ever said out loud before. This is something I've read.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've read it.
What were you reading?
I've read about it. I'm reading some McMurtry, and there was something in there about it. So maybe
Can't
I'm just
go wrong with McMurtry.
Yeah. All my friends are going to be strangers. It's a good one. It's a good one.
Yeah, I haven't read that one.
Yeah.
Is it really?
You can't go wrong with McMurtry. It's I think it's a prequel to like Terms of Endearment or something. I'm not sure though.
My favorite's Lonesome Dove.
Lonesome
my
Dove.
favorite book I've ever read.
Yeah, that's one of my favorites.
Thanks for wiping off the table.
Yeah.
It's not like I don't have enough noise in there with this dog flapping its ears and whining for food.
Yeah.
What was it you said that I was going to talk about? Doesn't matter. So, what's going on with you in the corporate world?
I just do.
You do a lot of corporate
I do. I
shows.
do some corporates. I think I might maybe emphasize that online because that's something that gets you more of those. Where if you just have your online presence like that, but I do a fair amount of clubs too. It's more clubs than corporates really. But you want to online. It's better to just not have a lot of cunnilingus jokes online because it's not going to help you book those. And not a lot of like gay people aren't allowed to eat chicken jokes. You're not supposed to. You know what I mean?
That's not. The gay people want the chicken.
I know.
But they won't give them the
I know,
chicken.
I know.
I'm not worried. They can't cancel me. I've only got 3 podcasts. Plus, I'm a friend of the gays.
You're a friend of the gays.
I'm a friend of the gays. Have you ever? I've not done a lot of corporates, but
Yeah.
have you ever did the people come up to you and go, "Really give it to the boss," blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, yeah.
And you're like, "I'm supposed to be squeaky clean." They're like, "No, it's okay." Have you gotten the thing where you went, "Okay, well, I'll get."
Well, here I have a weird story about that. I did a corporate where I was supposed to roast. Who was the fellow that the penthouse guy?
Bob Guccione?
No, the penthouse. He's the guy he was in the wheelchair.
That's Hustler.
Hustler.
Don't ask me how I know
Yeah,
that. Larry Flint?
Yeah, Larry Flint. So I was doing a show. We're supposed to. That's the thing. These corporates come in all shapes and forms in terms of like what they want you to do, but they wanted me to actually roast Larry Flint. And this was I don't know how many years ago, but I was sort of surprised by it because I'm not a friend of his. I didn't know him. Usually you have your friends roast you. Right. And they wanted me to do a set, but mainly wanted me to roast him. And it was only about 15 people at his birthday party. And it was at the top of this building, downtown L.A., and I was supposed to just stand, and there was a table, it was a long table, and I stood up there, and I told them, I'm like, look, I mean, it's a tricky thing. To roast someone that's I don't know, and he's also has physical ailments at that point. You know what I mean? Like that may not come off. You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course.
You can't just walk out there. What the fuck going on with Larry? What the fuck? I mean, I don't know. I was just like really. So I ended up kind of just.
What the fuck's wrong with Larry? Come on, Larry.
Yeah, folks. Ladies, take a break. Larry, you know what I'm talking about. What the fuck, dude? I didn't want to. So what I did was I just roasted everybody else, and then I got to him, and I did like 2 very gentle jokes. I didn't end up roasting him. I didn't have the heart. I didn't know how to. I don't know how you got to be careful with that stuff. You know what I mean?
Pop a wheelie joke.
But they do. See, I should have had you there.
I mean, what else are you gonna do?
But yeah, there's a lot of weird. They do. They often want you to get into the boss. You're like, that's the guy that hired me, or the person you're talking to on the phone. When you're doing like the pre-meeting where you're finding out about their company, they're like, you can make fun of me. It's like, no, I can't. You're signing the paycheck, and if you take something wrong, that's a problem. Right. I never talk to the person that hires me while I'm on stage. I do improvise a lot. You know that about me. I don't generally do it with the person that hired me. And yeah, you want to just find it out at the time. The other thing with these corporates is they want to like tell you. They want to have meetings and have like 10 people. I always just say, look, all I need to talk to is 1-2 people from the company. I don't want a Zoom meeting because the more people that are there, the more they are explaining what you can't do.
Right.
Don't talk about this.
Yeah.
Don't talk about that. Like I know what I can and can't talk about. I've been around for a while. Just give me some information about your group and let's just move on.
Folks, let's talk about cunnilingus.
But they are terrified sometimes about what's about to happen. It's not that hard for me not to talk about like religion, politics, whatever else. It's not that big of a deal. I actually like corporates more than most guys because I like to improvise. And the only thing is you get caught in weird situations that you can't, like they don't know how to set up a comedy show. Right. Like one time I did a show at Home Depot, and they had set up like 5 other things that were going on while I was up there. This is during a Christmas party. So they had like a Ferris wheel in one corner, a magician in another, and now the comedian's going up, and I couldn't get their attention because it was a huge, like 500 people. So I started just grabbing the Christmas presents, started giving them away. I'm like, the next person that listens to this next joke, the hardest this person laughs, I'm giving that.
Really?
Yeah, and I open it up and just give it to them, and they got so pissed. So, but they set you up in weird. They're illogical how they set you up. Some of these gigs. My favorite one I opened for Stone Temple Pilots. Did I tell you about that? Yeah. So they rented out the Hard Rock Cafe, and it was going to be me opening for Stone Temple Pilots. And so I go up there, and there's this. Oh, first of all, that guy. It was for a McAfee. You know that antivirus company.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So this is a big corporate event.
Right.
Like, just thousands of people. So first of all, this was funny because the CEO comes up or the president comes in, and the guy for Stone Temple Pilots is his name Weiland? Scott Weiland, right?
Like
Now he obviously wasn't thrilled to be doing the gig, but he's doing it. But still, it's still the Hard Rock Cafe. At that point, they wouldn't have drawn bigger than what we had.
Right.
It was a big group that were excited to see him. So the president comes over. I'm backstage with Weiland, and he's, and the president comes over. He's with his wife. He's like, my wife and I have this one song that's not on your set list. We'd really appreciate it if you could do it tonight. Could you do this song? And he named it. And Weiland looks at him. He goes, no.
Perfect.
And it was so funny.
Yeah.
Not even apologetic. Like that's not part of the contract. I'm not doing that song. Anyway, so I go on stage. That was one of my favorite parts. When I go on stage, and I'm having a pretty good set, but this drunk lady, starts like yelling, like, "When Stone Temple Pilots coming on?" She was like, and I was doing fine. People were not happy. And I waited because you got to wait when you pound somebody at a corporate gig.
Right.
You know what? You got to make sure everyone's loving what you're doing before you lay into someone and go, "Hey," you know what I mean? Because I see guys do that too early, where they lay into someone and they haven't established that they're great. The crowd has to love them, especially a drunk woman. You got to be ready. If you're going to lay into her about how obnoxious she's being, you better know you have the room. So I wait till the very end of my set, and then I just lay into her, right? And I don't remember what I did. I said something about how I couldn't believe she got the job there or whatever.
Jesus Christ, what's going on?
I mean,
Pluto,
yeah.
go lie down. Go lie down. What the hell?
It's my Stone Temple Pilot story.
I know,
Come on,
man.
So I'm killing by the end. Finally, I lay into her, just get some laughs and get off stage. But she'd yelled 2 or 3 times about, like, we want to see the band, and like people were enjoying my show. So I get off stage, and the crowd liked it when I ripped on her. So it all worked. I got off. It was good. Stone Temple Pilots goes up, does their set. It was like an hour or whatever. After the show, that same president comes over. He's like, I'd like to apologize for Sandy. And, she I want you to know, I think you'll be pleased to hear this. She's no longer working for us. I'm like, really? He's like, yeah, we don't accept that at this company. So I got someone fired.
Jesus
Or
Christ.
I didn't. She got herself fired. But he's like, we don't accept that with this organization. That was an embarrassment. And you have my apology. That was out of hand. She got drunk at a corporate event, started heckling the comedian. I just love that he fired her.
Yeah,
now, he might have been just pissed that they didn't play his favorite song.
Exactly.
You want to lay into somebody else.
They should have got the guy from the pizza place to find. Hey, man, I appreciate you coming on.
Hey, I didn't know we were done. I enjoyed this. I'd love to come back sometime.
I'd love to have you back.
Yeah,
man.
I'm going to clarify the Sundette story, and I'll get more.
Sundette.
I'll flush that story
Come
out
back
a little
on
more.
the Sundette.
I start to daydream when she tells that story to a point where I don't know all the details, but it was a good one. So
She's funny,
just
like her
yeah,
man.
Yeah.
And,
Well, thanks for having me,
I
buddy.
hope you'll work out the Gwen Stefani thing.
Yeah, I'll try to. I'm going to send a letter and see if I can. Look. Even if I underserved today during this show, I will overserve if you come out to my show.
You always overserve at the show. Thank you, buddy.
Thanks,
Cash
buddy.
Levy, we
Thanks for
appreciate
having
it. Like us on whatever. This is the second. We'll try to edit out the dog noises. I don't know why all of a sudden he went nuts. But I had a great time and appreciate it. And come back and listen to us again on Overserved.
Thanks for having me, bud.